Hello and welcome to Adorn by Jennifer. So this is a fall edition of some tips and tricks in how to decorate for the fall season. So it might be too early from your perspective, or it might be right on time. I have been decorated since the beginning of August for the fall season because I like to always decorate early so that I can enjoy it for a hot minute before I decorate for the next season. So I'm going to give you some decorating tips and tricks today. Some of them are specific to fall. Some of them are just in general for decorating in general. And then of course, I don't know why it always says Etsy. I don't know how to change that. But my new website, www.adornbyjennifer. I do have the Etsy, but it's phasing out. So check out www.adornbyjennifer.com. And that has all of my adornments if you're interested. There is a wide spectrum of price points and a wide spectrum of ideas. It's not just jewelry. There's all kinds of things from Christmas ornaments to eyelashes. There's just all kinds of fun things that you can check out. So go to the website, www.adornbyjennifer.com, and keep that in mind as the holidays approach so you can purchase things for your Christmas shopping. Not only does it allow you to get creative, unique items for your purchases for your Christmas items, but it also supports small businesses, particularly mine, and I so appreciate it. So let me know if I can help you with any of that. I'm going to have a reel tomorrow with some of these type things. These are my genuine jewelries. Just while everyone's logging on, I'll just show you a quick little thing. These are some, I forget what these are called, waterfall earrings. These are under the genuine. This is my Navajo pearl little bow, which is fun, a fun cuff. These are all flowers. They are gorgeous. They're three-dimensional and they don't catch on things, which is handy. I need to post this. I'll put this on as turquoise and amber. Gorgeous ring, Navajo pearl bracelets, and I did my earrings already. I think that's it. Head to my toes. I think that's it. I don't have shoes on. I am going to take you around my house. It's going to be a pretty quick live today because I have limited time. My day got away from me, but I'm literally going to walk you around and just show you some of the things that I did for fall. So it might be a bumpy ride. I don't have you on a prop. I do have you on a little proppy thing, but I'm not going to have you in a one set position because I'm going to walk you around. So it might be a little, you might need to take a little drama. What is it when you get motion sick? Whatever Dramamine, or maybe that puts you to sleep. I don't know. But anyway, so we're going to start out. You can see behind me, it's in reverse, so it probably looks very bizarre what it says. But in the fall, I like to use black and white check because I think it has that fun fall vibe to it. And so, of course, Adorn by Jennifer does a lot of painting of things that is black and white check, but you can get black and white check anywhere. And I painted this sign that says thankful, and I like to have it in my kitchen. So it's just a little reminder of being thankful. So you can get things that are pre-made. I've actually painted tea kettles in the past and sold them. This one I actually purchased, but there's things that you can purchase. And then of course I have some on my website. It's under the, I think it's the home decor section under hand painted. I have fun little pumpkins that have melted drippy looks on the top. I hand painted all of those. These are available. And I'm working on getting it so they all pop up. I think they do, but if you don't see it, just type in pumpkin and it should pop up. Then I've got this fun little one. It's a taller one and it has that curly look to it. So I've got those. I'm going to show you how I have those displayed here. Let's see if I can show you. So the concept is usually when you have a vignette like this, and I will say I did not clean before I'm showing you. So you're seeing this as is. But the concept is a trio. When you have a vignette, a lot of times you want to have threes and you want to have different heights. So you can see, I'm doing this all backwards. So this artichoke type thing is the tallest. And then you have something over here that's a little bit shorter. And then you have something extra short. And then usually it's nice to have like a little sprig or something that's here. I got these at the Artful Garden. I'm not sure if you're local in Crown Point. I'm not sure if the Artful Garden still has these. They're usually in the fall and winter season, but I love these kind of sprigs because they're filled with wire, and so you can kind of manipulate them to stay wherever you want. And they have like a little stem, so I usually tuck mine in, and it just adds a little softening to the vignette. You just literally pop it in like that, and voila, you're good to go. Now, again, I'm holding the phone and I'm doing all of this backwards, so it probably doesn't look as good as it did when I first started. But there you go. That's all you do, and you're good to go. Now, this has a wire bottom, and every time we walk by it, it kind of jiggled. So I put a little plate underneath it so it stopped jiggling. And I think I actually put a little piece of like a foam, I got it at the Dollar Tree a long time ago, like a felt, little sticky felt thing so that it stopped rattling because it was annoying us. So little best tip there. And then down here, we'll zoom it in. Can you see here? These little guys came from a floral arrangement. I don't even know. It was just a grocery store floral arrangement. And I thought they were the cutest little guys. And I kept them and just they dried just like that. And I saved them from the little floral arrangement from the grocery store. And it was like a summer arrangement, but I thought, oh, I'm going to use those for my fall decorations. So I pulled those out. I threw all the other flowers away, but I thought they were just the cutest little guys. And there they are. They ended up being basically free because I just saved those and I just stuck those in with my other flowers. Artichokes are also a really great thing. And these are fake artichokes that I got a long time ago. You can get them all over the place, but I think artichokes are also great. And as you can see, I have another one of these little sprigs back here. And one of my pumpkins that I put on a plate. Again, grounding things is really important to make it look more finished. So that is my other vignette. So it just kind of softens down below. This was not, it still has the rule of thumb of 3. You got the tall, medium, and low. And I did a little baby in there just to kind of offset it. But again, kind of the concept of 3 and the tiers for that. The other thing I really like in my kitchen, whoop, I'm off camera there. The other thing I really like in my kitchen is I like to have a container with pins and scissors easily accessible, so that I don't have to open a drawer to grab them. And I like to put them in something cute so that it matches my decor, but that I don't have to go fishing for it, so I can grab it real quick. So I always have markers, pens, scissors somewhere close so that it doesn't look junky and dirty on my counter, but that I can access it. In the summer, I use a crystal jar that I thrifted for like $1.50. And it's just nice because it's nice and handy. And then we actually wrap, I'll show you in a second, but we floral wrap flowers on the end of inexpensive Bic pins, you know, those really cheap ones. And it looks like flowers sitting on the counter, which is kind of fun. So anyway, here's another thing we did. I grabbed from the thrift store, I grabbed some cheap, inexpensive picture frames. And these were actually Pottery Barn picture frames, and I just tied them on with a bow. And so I have just a little picture frame hanging here, and it migrates all over the house. Anywhere, I just need a little pop of a little familiar face of my family members just to brighten my day. So there is my vignette on my island that also notice it's also grounded. So if this was here and it was not on the tray, it would look like it was just kind of floating and homeless. But having the tray makes it look like it has a purpose on the island and has a home. So the tray is a very grounding place. And it also is a good place for little itty bitty things. Like, I was just looking to see if there was anything on it, because normally we have like a button or a penny or who knows what. But we also like to eat at our island often just for quick little snacks. And it seems like the salt and pepper shakers are popular. So I usually have a salt and pepper shaker on there. For some reason, it looks like we only have salt at the moment. And I always like to have a candle of some sort with a lid. And of course, we have the spray bottle in case the cat thinks that she should be on the counter because she's not allowed to. So that's how we teach her, with a little water spray bottle. So that is our kitchen island. So welcome to the tour of our kitchen island. Now I'm going to flip the camera and show you over my kitchen sink. And again, I didn't clean out my kitchen sink before I did this. So let me see if I can rotate. Okay, so here's my kitchen sink. This was a wedding gift, and I've always enjoyed it because I can change out little inspirational thoughts or quotes. My current is having a Bible verse that reminds me of how my character needs to be, which often I need this reminder because usually when I'm doing dishes, I need to be reminded of the character that I need to be displaying, because sometimes I need to have good fruits and be impartial and be sincere and open to reason and full of mercy and be peaceable and pure, because sometimes during those moments I don't feel like being that way. So it's a good little reminder. Picture my girls and some glass pumpkins that I've collected. Oh, here's another one of those sprigs. See, I use them all over the place. I use them, it just kind of softens that area. And then I painted this little bucket. He's not currently for sale, but if you're interested, I could make one similar. And then I cut these hydrangeas out of our yard, and they dry like that, and they'll stay all winter, basically that way. And I grabbed this actually from, I don't know what the name of it. It's a little floral shop in Cedar Lake locally, and it came in this big long pick, and I just cut it off because I think it's the cutest little butterfly to just add him in there. So he just adds some little personality to that little vignette. And one thing I will say, when you take them out of your yard, you got to shake them off, shake it off, shake it off. And you got to make sure that the bugs don't follow you in, because the bugs sure like to hang out in those hydrangeas. And then I just have a little climbing vine. The other thing I will say is with your soaps, again, I didn't clean all this before I showed you, but it's always good to have your soaps on a little tray or a plate. And I personally like, this is probably for olive oil or something, but I like my dish soap to look pretty. So I just picked this up from the thrift store. And when I do my dish soap, even though I have it in my sink where it squirts out, but I have this for heavy duty cleaning when I need a lot more. I just have that sitting there. So it has a nice little presence, and it just doesn't have the big ugly bottle sitting on the counter. And I have to do a little shout out to the Dutch community with my little piece of Delft blue and white, because I love blue and white. I love all the types of blue and white. And then this is another little vignette. I don't know if I'm going to get all the way through the house because I'm going very slow here, but yet again, one of these pumpkins. These are available on adornbyjennifer.com. This is a very special, this is from my uncle and aunt. They gave this to me when I was a little girl, and it's always been so special to me. It's a needlepoint rose, and it has this gorgeous inlay, and it's just a sweet little box, and I've always just valued it. It's very precious to me, so it's usually around my sink somewhere. And so this is a little vignette. This is from one of my neighbors. It was a housewarming gift when they came for our first event. Can you see my, you can see my little stand here. But anyway, so this is just a fun little, I like to have lamps around the house. One of my favorite things is turning all the lights off and just having the glow of lamps. I think it makes the house look nice and warm and cozy. And again, the vignette, you see the 1, 2, 3 concept. You have the tall, medium, and low concept. And again, grounding things. You have the lamp on a low book. It always is nice to ground things. Even this little guy has a little grounding. I found this somewhere else. I didn't take the sticker off, but it's like a little wood carving. I like grounding things when I can. It just takes it up a notch. When you go to boutiques, a lot of times things are grounded. So anyway, that is my little corner vignette. And then, of course, coming to my thankful, I painted that. Now this time it doesn't look backwards. Maybe that's because I turned my camera around. Is it backwards for y'all? Can you read that? And it says thankful. So I painted that, but I purchased this. Oh, I didn't turn the light on so you can see. But so you can kind of see conceptually how that can go together. And then over here, I painted this little pumpkin. These are all for sale. And just threw him under a cloche. And if you're like me, these were from my grandpa's garage, my grandpa Terrell's garage. And so it's just kind of a fun little sentimental reminder of him when I'm standing at the kitchen. So, and then these are purchased. They kind of go with this. So I like mixing all of that together, but I think it brings the fall in with all the little checks and, the fall look. And then in this last corner, Again, I did not clean this up before you guys are seeing this, but I add this in the fall to this fun artichoke. It's one of my favorite. That was a wedding gift from my sister-in-law, and I've loved it. This was thrifted from our local little thrift store. Bad condition, but I don't care. I think it was $1 and something. It's one of my favorites. And again, grounding it. This is on a cast iron trivet here. So always grounding things, and stands are always a good idea. This is a little butter dish that has that toile look to it. I love that brown toile. And then this is weird. And again, they're kind of kittywampus right now, but I love having a container with my knives. And it's kind of weird looking right now, but we use knives so often, and it's handy having them right there. A lot of times we use butter and toast, and it's just really easy to pull them out from the counter and not having to open a drawer. So excuse our tomatoes and our bananas hanging. I haven't even taken the wrapper off, but I do love having those available and accessible. When you're really going to town, it's nice to not have to open drawers. So anyway, you just got a big tour of the kitchen. You can see medicines even out on the counter. Okay, we've got the thankful banner here. And I'm going to show you on our porch out here. Here's our fun little truck that I painted. He's also for sale on the website. If you go to www, not the Etsy page, if somebody would be willing to just type in, not the Etsy page, but the www.adornbyjennifer.com in the comments, that would be so helpful, because it's not the Etsy page. The little truck is not on the Etsy page, but he is on Adorn by Jennifer. So if you type in truck, it should pop up on the search bar. But he's really cute. In the pictures, I show how you can put all your silverware in the back of the little truck if you're having a dinner party and you have like plasticware or napkins, or you can put a floral arrangement, or you can put little pumpkins in the back. There's so many cute little options, and he's got a lot of personality to him. He's lightweight, but he holds his own. But he's got a lot of fun little personality to him. So, I think it's really cute with some cups and putting your forks and your knives and your spoons in it. So if you've got kids, I think this is our missionary globe. When we talk about our missionaries and different events that happen in the world, we have a globe handy, which is always a good thing, so that the kids can visualize where things are. And then this is another little black and white station where these little finials, I painted these little guys with another pumpkin. And these are just happy. They're great as a trio, but they're also great just nudged into vignettes to add a little pop of personality. This is also, I painted this a couple years ago, and I have it if I ever get flowers, which it's just sitting here, but it's, I painted it out of a foam pumpkin. And if you get flowers, like grocery store flowers, and you put them in like a glass jar, you can use this as the base in the glass jar and have like a little arrangement, have the pumpkin stem next to it. And it looks like your flowers are coming out of a cute little pumpkin. I didn't list this, but if you're interested in it, just let me know. But he's super cute. He's lightweight and he's got sweet little personality, but I just have him under here because he's sitting if I ever get flowers. And if I don't, he's just cute down there. And he's sitting, I do try to ground things all the time. So he's on a little silver tray and then on a little wood coaster and on a little plate. So I use little plates quite often. But I'm going to wrap this up here in a minute because I need to go. But here's another little pumpkin. So again, just peppering in those pumpkins often and pulling in the fall colors. I'm going to show you real quick. The centerpiece did not wipe off the table today, but the centerpiece in here pulled in the sprigs. These are from Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they have them this year. I reused my stuff a lot. Oop, did not put our pumpkins back together, but just a whole hodgepodge. Actually, some of these things just fell off. Well, that one's attached, but some of these things are pieces that just fell off that I literally, yeah, see, this is foliage that fell off. I don't even know what it fell off of, but I keep every little piece of thing that I have because I just poke it in and make it work. So these are probably just little miscellaneous pieces, and I'm not ashamed to show you, but I'm willing to just reuse it. Don't throw those little pieces away because all those pieces put together create something. So we like having the Lazy Susan at the middle of the table like this because you can pass the salt or you can put the salad dressing on here or whatever, and that's kind of handy as well. So I've got that. Another thing that I try to do, a couple more little tips, is that anytime there's a hole, like see this piece of furniture, and under here there would be a big empty space. Typically you put a chair or something under here. Well, I didn't want to do that because it's a walking place. So I painted another one of these boxes, threw the hydrangeas in there, and put a couple of the little pumpkins in to create kind of a landing space. And I did the same concept over here where there was an empty hole and I put two little footstools underneath. And I actually do that over here, which you want to see? This is where I had my camera earlier. So you see the back, oh, here's our sweet little kitty. The back guts of how you make the camera stay up without a tripod is you sit it on your bar stool. But I wanted to show you with my water bottle here. But the same concept when you have a piece of furniture with a hole like that, you want to ground it and not have that empty space. So I put this basket here, and this is my girls making things basket, and they've done this since they were little itty bitty. But we throw trash, well, what I would call trash, but things that miscellaneous wrappers, boxes, things that won't collect bugs, and the girls make art out of it. So I highly recommend that for grandkids, nieces, nephews. But I get a really big basket like this, and then the girls love making crafts and things out of the boxes. They cut them up and they make board games and they make sculptures, and I just give them lots of tape and they have so much fun with that. So I put that usually by the kitchen. Well, it is by the kitchen, and they love the making things box. They haven't made anything for a hot minute, but they're getting older. But man, I was constantly having to clean that out because it was always overflowing. But they have come up with some really amazing little contraptions with that. And again, pulling in the artichokes, had the artichokes here. Use those evergreen sprigs again, just like I showed you earlier, have 1, 2, 3 of those, and then just took miscellaneous pieces to just kind of soften that up. One of those pumpkins again, these are available on Adorn by Jennifer. A thrifted lamp, I thrifted that, got this at a garage sale. Again, grounding the pieces so it's not just sitting flat on your desk, and it also saves the countertop that way. But this was $1 at a garage sale, I believe. And then a painting that has a replica of a painting that has some special meaning to me. So it's a nice little daily reminder. So anyway, but you can see bringing those fall colors in, and this will transition nicely with Christmas as well. You can just take the little rust, I forget what this bittersweet out and change and put some Christmas ornaments in there, and voila, you're good to go. So, okay, going back here, wicker baskets, always good to bring in that texture. We've got this darling little vase I painted. It's available on Adorn by Jennifer. Got the picture of the kiddos and a fun little lamp. Got art there. Another thing that's really good, this is hidden, but do you see all these baskets I've got going on here? This is for the cat's toys. This is for our blankets. And that is my mommy basket that has everything you could ever need. These are those pins that I was talking about earlier that we wrapped. And so in the summer, I put those in the crystal vase, and it looks like they're flowers on the counter, but they're all of our pins. The girls actually did this for a project at school. But this has like Mommy Supplies 101. I've got my flashcards. I've got scissors to help the girls. I've got multiplication cards. I've got power cords, highlighters, lip gloss, lotion, all the mommy things so I can take care of my girls and my husband. And then I've got boxes. You can always hide your things really well. I've got more cards here. So this is kind of mommy's headquarters to take care of. I've got my bag of readers. And so everything is kind of hidden. So from the other side, it looks like there's nothing here, but this has everything appropriately hidden so that, it's got my stash. So anyway, I think that should probably be, I can kind of show you this little fun vignette. Has a lot of natural components. We love deer. We've got deer in our backyard all the time. But see, from this side, you can't see my mommy box, the cat bin, and all of that fun stuff. So, and I absolutely adore feathers. See, I've got all these things. I was literally living and not being prepared for this. So, but love texture, love feathers, love all of the fun things. So you got the idea. I don't really have time to do the rest of this. I'm going to have to skadoosh. But I still love the blue and white chinoiserie. I got this little teapot in England when I was in college with my dad. We went to an antique store and he let me get that. And so it has very special meaning to me. And again, see, it's grounded on a really beautiful wood antique base. So grounding things is really important. I painted those last year, maybe the year before. But grounding things, you see all the grounding it on trays, grounding is just really important. This little guy, this floral arrangement, it's grounded on this little footed tray. I grounded this little piece on books. This little box is grounded on books. Everything has a grounding aspect. I put it on little bases. So grounding things is really helpful. Even the mantle has the grounding of the vintage book, and the little statue guy has the little grounding of the column base to help things look a little bit more